Kevin Zay. Are people who get involved in MLMs and then recruit others into their downline victims or perpetrators? Well, this is an interesting question. A lot of this depends on viewpoint, of course, but I guess if you were going to sort of step back and look at, what are the actions that people are doing and stuff, I am going to say first that I think there's a lot more victim going on here than there is perpetrator, even when they, are now foisting their belief system or the con or whatever the mechanism of the MLM is for profit making. That's what they're now doing. I think this is a case where it does matter to get the answer to the question, does this person really believe in what they're doing or not? With cult leaders, I don't know that it matters so much, but with, we can talk about it and it certainly will affect their, judgment and things like that. But with the cult leaders, at the end of the day, they're cult leaders. So whether they really believe in what they're doing or not, it doesn't change the fact that they're engaged, that they're abusing people. That's, part of the cult model is this abuse thing, right? With the members abusing the members, and I guess, we'll say, okay, so recruiting others into their downline, right? I guess that means being part of the stream of income, that goes from the lower to the higher, and it's this whole little pyramid thing. If I would say that you have a perpetrator there, if the person who's doing the selling, who's recruiting people, is aware of the fact that what they're recruiting people into is a criminal activity, or is not on the up and up, or there's a sales con going on here, I think that's the point where you are sort of crossing a line, right? If you're aware of the fact that you're cheating people, that's obviously a perpetrator role, not a victim role. But if you truly believe in the product, I look at myself, and I'm going to look at my Scientology experience with this. I've not done MLMs or multi-level marketing, but I did Scientology. So. And I was for a period of time, I was actually a salesperson, and then later on I was a recruiter, recruiting people for staff in the Sea Org. So I did that work out of an honest effort to want to help the planet. I was not in a frame of mind of I'm getting people in, and what I'm doing to them is taking advantage of them, abusing, opening them up for abuse. That was no part of the thinking of what I thought I was doing. So, was I perpetuating the con of Scientology? Absolutely, I was. In some sense, every single person in Scientology or in these cults who at all even walks around and talks about it is perpetuating the con. So for me, I think the moral point of decision as to, when you go from victim to perpetrator is when you have an awareness. Even if you're still a believer in the product, but that what these people are going to get, is substandard, isn't going to be what was promised. You have to lie to them. This was as I've said in the past, this was one of the break points for me with Scientology and the Sea Org, was that I knew I got to a point where suddenly the light bulb went on, and I was like, oh my God, I'm actually lying to people more than I'm telling them the truth. And the kind of the rationalizations of that went away. So had I continued at that point, then there would be certainly moral issues there to address. But that was the point where I went, oh no, I'm done. I can't do this anymore, and I couldn't. So hope that answers the question. Thanks for it, Kevin.